Hello there everybody, Below10,000 here, bringing you another Super Smash Bros. Ultimate discussion video, because today we are taking a break from the Grinch leak and instead discussing another leak that was by Nintendo themselves, because they have leaked a new item. Now, let's just get some background information on this. There was a new gameplay video that was highlighting a tour that is going on in Nintendo US, and it was posted on Facebook, and it was posted on Nintendo America's Twitter. And there was a specific shot in the video where some players were playing on Mute City 3DS, and there was a new item that was discovered. Now, credit goes to RC3197 on Smashboards, who set the video on Facebook to 1080p to get this lovely, really clear image of this item. So here you guys go, I'll show you it right now. It looks like a little sprout, and it's concealed in a bubble. And if you look at the sprout itself, the leaf on the left is slightly lower than the leaf on the right, so it feels like it's maybe kind of curving a little bit towards the left, as if like the wind is blowing it towards the left in a sort of way. So this is an interesting new item. We have never had a Smash Bros. Item that is contained in a bubble before. This is completely new territory for us, so what could this item be? Well, first things first, people seem to think it was something to do with the Healing Field item. Now, the main reason for this is that the Healing Field item, before you throw it, actually has an image of a sprout on the cover. However, the Healing Field is a little bit different. So if you take a little look at the Healing Field from Smash Bros., and I'm taking a look at a picture of it right now, you will notice that the leaves aren't the same as the leaves in this new item. So taking a look at it, the leaves are kind of the same size, but it kind of feels like the left leaf is a little bit higher than the right one, even though I think they're the same size. It doesn't have that same color as the new item that we've seen, so personally I don't think this is to do with the Healing Field. On top of this, the Healing Field, when thrown, does not become a sprout of a bubble. It just kind of becomes a giant field, and the main reason why I think this isn't the Healing Field is because atop this little icon there is actually a grey dot, like a grey triangle, and that implies that nobody has picked this item up yet and that it doesn't work. If the triangle is red, then it means that yes, it has been picked up, it has been used, but if it is grey, it means it is yet to be picked up. So this means that it can't be the Healing Field item. Now, some people think it might be the Mario Beanstalk item. However, the beanstalk in Mario games tends to be quite thin, and the leaves tend to kind of poke out from the sides, whereas this time it looks like a legitimate sprout, and it doesn't really remind me of the Mario Beanstalks. Some people think it might be a food item, but why on earth would you be eating sprouts unless you were extremely desperate, or you were the literal definition of an insane vegan? I like vegans, don't worry, but the insane ones will eat the plants, and that's weird to me. That is just weird to me. It's like something you'd put in a salad, actually, but there's no salad, it's just this plant. I don't think it's a food item. Some people said that it was something from Ever Oasis, but I have done my research and looked around. I have asked other people in the Isaac Smashboards thread, who also did some research into this, and no one has refuted that this looks like something from Ever Oasis, despite the greenery in that game. But you guys aren't here to find out what it isn't. You guys are here on my channel specifically because you know exactly where I'm going with this. This sprout looks very similar in style to the growth synergy from Golden Sun. Now, I've got a few different pictures that I'm going to be showcasing just to kind of show you guys how it is, and I want to once again shout out RC3197 because he made a post on Smashboards which effectively jumbles together all of this information into one spot, which is very nice. And so, this growth synergy, if it is synergy, is not a traditional item from Golden Sun. Because if you wanted to use an item from Golden Sun, then the Bramble Seeds or the Weasel's Claw or Crystal Powder would have been a really good choice. But instead, this looks like the icon for the actual synergy itself. So, That is very interesting. On top of this, it is surrounded by a bubble, and as we know in Golden Sun, the first game, if you have watched my Let's Play, there is a moment where the party travels to the place called Kalima, where people have been turned into trees. They are then attacked by what is turning people into trees, but they are saved by a synergy bubble that wraps around them that protects them from the maliciousness of Tret's evil tree spell. So I don't know if this bubble is the same as the bubble on this new item, but if it is, that's a really cool callback. If it's not, then that's completely understandable. Perhaps the bubble is just there to make this Sprout item look a bit more conspicuous, since it doesn't seem to have too much going on in terms of looking HD or anything. It looks very much like a kind of pixel if you take a little closer look at it. So that actually kind of helps out though, because assuming that this is the Growth Golden Sun item, it would make sense that it is somewhat based on Golden Sun's first game, or second game, or hell even Dark Dawn, because they kind of use a lot of pixel-based assets. Now, taking a little look at this, we have a little picture of Growth from the first game, Growth from Dark Dawn, and then we have the leak itself. Now, taking a look at it, the Growth from the first game certainly matches the color scheme of the Growth, potential Growth item that we see in Smash Brothers, except for the stem, which is a little bit different. However, if we look at the item from Dark Dawn, the Dark Dawn item has more of the shape that the item in Smash Brothers has. The only difference being that the one in Dark Dawn is a little bit thinner, so I'm thinking that if this is potentially a Growth item from Golden Sun, it is less a rip from one of the first two games and more a combination of what they would look like together, or what a Growth synergy could look like under better pixel art circumstances, which I think is really interesting. Now, on top of this, I have also taken my own screenshots of actual Growth leaves from the games that you would use the Growth synergy on. So, first things first, I'm going to showcase the Growth from the original two Golden Sun games on the GBA. Taking a look at it here, you've got your stem, you've got your leaves. It's not the same kind of green as the Growth color in the Smash Brothers item, so I'm not sure whether this is a link or not, but it certainly has the same sort of design. But if we take a look at the one from Dark Dawn, it's a little bit less green, and yeah, it doesn't look as similar as I would like, so it does leave things on a little bit of a shaky ground. However, everyone has jumped at this potentially being the Growth synergy, and you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a remade version of Growth, because the sprites from the last Golden Sun games don't really translate too well into Smash Brothers. But the real reason why a lot of people are convinced this could be Growth is because in Golden Sun, Growth is used on small vines to create vine ladders, where the vines will grow up and you can climb them. Now, the main reason for this being potentially a good theory for this item is that people on Mimic Valley, I believe that's a Discord, I'm not actually too sure, they actually made a little infographic here about how this could work. So, if we take a little look here, ladder attacks. Everyone forgot that ladder attacks are a thing in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and there are only a few stages that actually have ladders in them, so why would they add ladder attacks unless there was going to be an item that created ladders on any stage, like Growth? So, potentially, you could pick this up, throw it anywhere you want on the stage, and it would create some sort of vine ladder that you could climb up and use to attack people. Now, because this item is in an orb or a bubble, that means it is probably throwable, because circular items always are. It is not something that I think you just pick up, and it's not like the Dragoon or anything like that. I think it really is just a throwable item, which is interesting, and it would make a really good use of ladder attacks if this is how this synergy works. I just find it interesting that if this is a Golden Sun item, that they are somehow incorporating actual synergy into like items for Smash, which I think is actually more interesting than if they just decided to get generic items from Golden Sun, like the Bramble Seed, which creates spiky vines that hurt people and stuff like that. I think it's more interesting if they try and use synergy itself as an item, because they have more interesting effects. Now, obviously, one of the things that makes me a little bit suspicious about this is that if Isaac was in Smash, you'd kind of expect that growth would actually be a part of his moveset. So, if Isaac is in Smash, actually, then he wouldn't have growth in his moveset, because I doubt he would share that with an item. Although he could have growth in a different variant somehow. It's interesting to think about, especially when you think that Isaac in Smash, this sudden item appearing, could have some relation to proving the Grinch theory correct. However, that one is still on shaky ground as is. That one is definitely it's either true or it's not, and no one's going to prove it until the next Direct sort of thing, so I won't go there. But this specific item here, whether it is a Golden Sun growth item or not, it is probably one of the closest sort of clues that we've had to a potential Isaac inclusion for a long time. Now, if anybody has any ideas on what other games this could come from, please feel free to let me know, because I am completely open to any ideas. I'm not 100% convinced this is a Golden Sun growth synergy, but if only, I think it's the bubble that's throwing me off, really. But if this is, I am really excited and I am really hyped. What's interesting is that this was leaked by Nintendo themselves if this is a new item. A lot of people have been suggesting, oh, this could just be a Smash unique item, just unique to Smash Brothers, but in that case, why didn't it just get shown off at E3 instead of being shown off now in a random gameplay segment? That doesn't make any sense to me. Because personally, I think all of the Smash items were shown off a lot earlier, like in E3, the August Direct. If it's just a normal Smash Ultimate item, there's no reason to hide it or leave it for this long, which is why I think it is part of a franchise. And someone on Twitter did say, hey, Isaac could still be an assist trophy, but we could still get an item from Golden Sun in the game. No, we wouldn't. I don't think there's ever been an incident where that has occurred, ever. At least from my knowledge, and I think that if we got a Golden Sun item, but Isaac was just an assist trophy, that would actually upset the Golden Sun fans a lot more than it would be like a peace offering. It would actually, like, personally, I would be upset. I would be genuinely upset, because it's like, why would you add this franchise's items if you're not even gonna have the person from the franchise as a playable character? It just doesn't make sense to me. The other thing that people have been noting, and this isn't necessarily fun speculation for me because I feel kind of uncomfortable saying this, but a lot of people have been saying if this is a Golden Sun item, then perhaps it was actually meant to have been shown already, and some people were bringing up once again the Hokkaido earthquakes and how Isaac could have been in the September Direct but wasn't shown off because of the earthquakes. And personally, I don't want to even get into that can of worms, but some people have been bringing it up. I'm not going to get involved in that, but I thought I would mention it just the same so that people are aware that it is being brought up. Okay, I think that is everything. I feel like I'm forgetting something because I didn't script this video. But lastly, actually, I want to quickly show off, if you take a look at this, the Mimic Valley ladder attacks image, you will see that right in the top left there is a picture of the Dark Dawn icon and that bubble from the game as a mock-up to kind of promote growth synergy. That is a mock-up, that is someone editing that to show the similarities. That is not actually a full-on similarity, as you can see in my other image over here, that the growth icon in Dark Dawn does not look exactly like the growth icon on the game. Okay, so I think that is everything that I have to talk about here. But do I think this is a Golden Sun item? I really hope it is, because, God, you guys know, all I want in this game is Isaac. If I get Isaac, I am completely happy. If the other newcomers are Incineroar and Ken, I'm completely fine with that. I don't really care who else gets in this game as long as Isaac is in. That's just my want. So, fingers crossed. Now, I'm going to leave a link to the page that has the post that I got all this information from, RC3197. So you guys can take a little look at that there. And wait, I remember what I was going to say. Holy crap. So I actually was wrong about something I said earlier. I said if growth was an item, then why would it would be in Isaac's moveset. So why it wouldn't be in Isaac's moveset, but it could be, because I just remembered that Samus's screw attack is in her moveset, but there is also an item that lets you use the screw attack. So ignore that point completely. Growth could still be in Isaac's moveset. Let's go. And this actually kind of corroborates with the Grinch leak, because in the Grinch leak, if you look at the render of Isaac in that leak, he is kind of like growing grass around him, and growth growing grass. It's a very long leap. It's like a really big stretch there. I'm grasping at straws here. But I think this is just a really cool leak to kind of follow after I finished my Lost Age Let's Play, and I'm excited to see if this is actually a Golden Sun item, and if it is, how it's going to work. So, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more updates for Smash and other things Nintendo or gaming as well. If you haven't already, please consider checking out my Discord. We are almost at 800 members, just 8 members away. It's pretty damn awesome. You guys are really cool. We have a Smash section of the Discord for people who want to talk about Smash. And for those of you who don't like talking about Smash, we have a normal part of the Discord as well. And of course, I want to actually give another quick shout out at the end of this video because someone else has subscribed to my Patreon. I want to give a shout out to Toon Bink for coming on to my Patreon and becoming a new $1 patron. You are awesome. I want to give you a shout out, man. You'll be in the end of my videos and in my descriptions. You are awesome. And you guys watching at home are awesome as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.